Now let us solve the problem on the internal heat generation. Internal heat generation. Whatever the problem we have seen up till now, in those problems, we have to write one assumption that there is no internal heat generation in the equation. Okay. It means that if I write the Fourier-Biot equation, del 2t by del x square plus del 2t by del y square plus del 2t by del z square plus qg by k is equal to 1 upon alpha del t by del tau. Now in this Fourier-Biot equation, I am considering this equation in the rectangular coordinate system in all the three directions, that is x direction, y direction and z direction. In the system, if there is the internal heat generation Qg by K, and if it is a problem of the temperature dependent heat transfer, that is transient heat transfer, so I can write 1 upon alpha del T by del tau. Right. Now suppose I need to reduce this equation to few usable form, like if there is the internal heat generation in the steady state heat transfer analysis. Okay, so for that, if suppose I am considering a plane slab, in very first case, I will consider a plane slab. So like this, if there is a plane slab, having thickness L, this is x is equal to 0, this is x is equal to L. I am writing temperature T is equal to T1, temperature T is equal to T2 at the other end, such that T1 is greater than T. Okay, now suppose I am writing there is internal heat generation, that is Qg, internal heat generation in the given slab. Because of the internal heat generation, it is for sure that there is no guarantee that there is a linear temperature distribution like whatever we solved in the previous cases where there is a no internal heat generation. Now we need to find what is the temperature distribution if there is an internal heat generation in the equation, or if there is an internal heat generation given in the material, or again we need to find that what is the maximum temperature in the material and where exactly the location of the maximum temperature, right? So for that, there are n number of different cases possible. For example, in this case I am writing T1 is greater than T2, it means the temperature at the both the surfaces are different. There may be the possibility of the one case when T1 is equal to T2. That means if the temperature of the both the surfaces are same. Okay. There is a possibility that one of the surface if I insulate, so that becomes another case, that one of the surface is insulated. If suppose I am writing that one surface is insulated and another surface there is a heat transfer or convection to the outside environment, so that Q is equal to HA delta T, I need to take at the other surface, right? So these are all the possibilities. So let us work out on some of the possibilities. Like I am working out this problem on the first possibility. Possibility is that there is a steady state heat transfer with internal heat generation Qg and T1 is greater than T2. Okay, so this condition we call as when both the surfaces are at different temperature. Okay, so one surface is maintained at T1, suppose another surface is maintained at T2 and T1 is greater than T2. Now just recall you the previous cases. In your previous cases, you have solved the same equations, but considering there is Qg by K is equal to 0, because in the problem you need to consider there is no internal heat generation. But now we need to consider there is an internal heat generation. Now in this case, if I am interested to find what is the direction, that x direction, what is the heat transfer in the positive direction of the x-axis, or I am considering this problem as a one-dimensional problem, I am not interested in the y direction heat transfer, I am only interested in the x direction heat transfer from this slab. So this becomes the problem of the one-dimensional. So let us modify the Fourier-Biot equation like del 2t by del x square plus, now y direction I am not interested, that's why I will put this as a 0, Z direction I am not interested, that's why I will put Z direction as a 0. Now, in the previous problem, we have considered that Qg by K is equal to 0 because in the problem it is given that there is no internal heat generation. But now, let us consider there is the internal heat generation which is Qg by K. That's why I am writing the equation Qg by K is equal to, the right hand side will be 0 because I am considering this as a steady state. Right. Now, if you observe this equation carefully, the dependency on the temperature on what? So, you will see the temperature T is dependent on the X because Qg, again there is assumption that I am considering this is uniform. I am considering the uniform heat generation. Again, this is important assumption. So there is a uniform internal heat generation. Means this entire slab is generating the heat watt per meter cube. Means everywhere. This entire slab is generating the heat watt per meter cube. So this is a uniform internal heat generation. So if I know the dependency of temperature is only on X, I can again modify this equation. Instead of taking this partial differential, I will consider the equation as d2t by dx square plus Qg by K is equal to 0. So this becomes the governing equation to solve the problem of the internal heat generation when there is a steady state heat transfer. Okay. Now we will solve this equation with our usual way. So to solve this, I am taking first dt by dx is equal to. So this equation I should modify like d2t by dx square is equal to minus Qg by K. So now taking the first integration, dt by dx will be equal to minus Qg by Kx plus C1. Okay. So this become another form. I will name this equation as equation A. Then if I take another integration, this become minus Qg by K x square, this become 2K plus C1x plus C2. So this becomes the general form, or I will say the general solution for the given differential equation. Okay. Now, our objective is to solve this equation for the specific answer for the given case. Okay. Now the given case is that at x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1, at x is equal to L, t is equal to t2. So these are the two boundary conditions I need to put in the equation. So if I put the first boundary condition, so I am writing the first boundary condition that at x is equal to 0, t will be equal to t1. So if I write this at x is equal to 0, t is equal to t1, so this equation become, this value will be x is equal to 0, this will be x is equal to 0. So simply I will get t1 is equal to c2, so this is the c2 value. If I put the second boundary condition, that is at x is equal to L, t is equal to t2. If I put this boundary condition, this becomes t2 is equal to minus qg by 2k L square plus C1L plus C2. Okay, but the value of C2 which already I have, that is the value of T1. That's why I can write T2 is equal to Qg by 2k L square plus C1L plus T1. Okay. Now I will again modify this equation. So this equation become T2, this T2 minus T1 plus Qg by 2k L square is equal to C1L. So I am interested to find what is the value of C1. So I will divide this entire equation by L. So I will get T2 minus T1 divided by L plus Qg by 2k L is equal to C1. So this becomes the value of the C1. Now let us put both the value in the general solution. So this becomes T is equal to minus Qg by 2k x square plus C1. The value of C1 is this now. So let me write it. The equation becomes T is equal to minus Qg by 2k x square plus C1. So C1 value is this one. It is T2 minus T1 divided by L plus Qg by 2k Qg by 2k L this into x, because this is x square C1 x plus C2, and C2 is nothing but your T1. So this is your T1. So this equation is the equation of the temperature distribution in the given plane wall. In the given plane wall. Now this is the equation of the temperature distribution in this plane wall for the condition when T1 is greater than T2. Now you can observe that there is a x square term, then it again depends on the L, again there is a x term. It means that this is not a linear temperature distribution for sure. Now the next task is to find what is that location where we are getting the maximum temperature. Okay, so logically, if this is T2, if suppose I am considering there is some location in this plane wall, something like this, where I am getting the maximum temperature, say T max. Okay. As you know, the T1 is greater than T2. For example, if the T1 is here, so the curve would be like this. There is a maximum temperature, and this will be the T2. So this is the value of T2. This is the value of T1, and this is one point in the slab where you are getting the maximum temperature. If suppose this distance I am writing x max. Okay. So I am getting the new boundary condition with this. The boundary condition at x is equal to x max, I am getting T is equal to T max. Now the objective is number one, what is the T max? This is the first objective. Second objective, location of T max. Location of T max. So this is my second objective. Right. Now how to solve this? What is exactly the T max? So you know that T max is nothing but the maximum temperature in the plane wall. So simply it is getting at this point. So at this point, if I draw a line and if I see what is the dt by dx of this line, so at the maximum point, I need to consider the dt by dx is equal to 0. So if dt by dx is equal to 0, I need to write the condition like dt by dx is equal to 0. So this is what the condition for the maximum temperature. But what is the dt by dx? So equation A is telling me dt by dx is minus qg by kx is equal to plus c1. So simply what I can do, I can put this as a 0 because dt by dx is 0. So if I replace this, I am getting the value of c1, and that value of c1 is nothing but plus qg by kx. So this is what the value of the C1 plus Qg by K into X. Okay, so this is what the value of C1. Now for value of C2, what I need to do? I need to put at x is equal to x max, t is equal to t max. At x is equal to x max, t is equal to t max. So what will happen? This x max at x is equal to x max, t is equal to t max. At x is equal to x max, t is equal to t max. And why exactly we are doing this? Because we need to find where is the maximum temperature and what is the maximum temperature. Okay, what is the maximum temperature? Now suppose this x max, I am using this equation. By this equation, C1 is equal to Qg by Kx. So if I write this as x max, I will get x max is equal to C1, x max is equal to C1 into K divided by Qg. C1 into K divided by Qg. But you see again, what is the value of the C1? So this is the what the value of the C1. So I can directly put this value in the equation. So this will give me x max is equal to K by Qg, K by Qg into C1. And what is the C1? It is T2 minus T1 divided by L plus Qg by 2K L. Qg by 2K L. So this is what your x max, that is T2 minus T1 divided by L, Qg by 2K into L. Okay. Now suppose if I again rearrange this equation, x max is equal to if I rearrange the term, so this become, I need to write in such a way that I can easily find what is the value of the x max. So if I rearrange the term, I will get T2 minus T1 divided by L. So divided by this L plus Qg by 2K. So this become your Qg by 2K into this L and multiply this thing by KQG. So this become x max. Simply I rearrange the terms so that I will get a familiar equation that T2 minus T1 is at the first T2 minus T1 divided by this thickness of this slab plus internal heat generation Qg by 2K into L, K upon Qg. Okay. So this become your x max. This means if suppose if in such a problem, if it is being asked that what is the location of the maximum temperature when T1 is greater than T2, when there is the internal heat generation Qg, simply you can put this is what that location where you are getting the maximum temperature, Okay. Now this x max, we can again simplify this, multiply this like T2 minus T1 divided by L into K by Qg plus Qg gets cancelled, K and K will get cancelled, this becomes L by 2. Okay, so I am getting the equation T2 minus T1 divided by L, this one. So again this becomes the one more equation for the x max. Only I am rearranging the terms. That is T2 minus T1 L, K by Qg plus this L by 2. Okay, so this become again one equation. Again if I rearrange the terms in terms of this one, so I will get x max is equal to this L by 2, which is the half thickness of this plate, L by 2, minus again I need to change the sign, T1 minus T2 divided by L, K by Q. K by Qg. So sometimes in your book you can find the simplest form of this equation is being used, and this is this one, L by 2 minus T1 minus T2 L K into Qg. Now, in order to find what is the maximum temperature, what I need to do, I need to put the X max in the general solution. So just recall that previous equation. Our general solution was this one. So in that general solution, I need to put X is equal to X max. So this becomes the equation for the T max. So T max equals to minus Qg by 2K. This will be X max square plus T2 minus T1 divided by L plus Qg by 2KL into X max plus T1 plus T1. Okay, so this becomes the equation for the maximum temperature in the plane slab. Right. Now coming to the important points. What is the utility of these two equations that we need to find out? So very first, if suppose in the problem, let us take the same problem and put some numeric values so that it will be very easy to understand it. So in this problem, if it is given, say T1 is 100 degrees Celsius and T2 is 30 degrees Celsius, there is an internal heat generation, say 10 into 10 to the power 5, suppose, watt per meter cube. Watt per meter cube. This is what the internal heat generation. Objective is given to find what is the maximum temperature in the plane wall. Number 2, to find location of maximum temperature. Location of maximum temperature. Maximum temperature. Right. So what we need to do? We need to find what is that X max. So simply that equation of X max, where I need to put L by 2. Surely the value of the L, that is thickness of the slab, will be given. Say for example, this is 10 centimeter slab. So this will be 10 centimeter. T1 is 100, T2 is given as 30, L is given, K, material will be given. So thermal conductivity is known. The value of internal heat generation is known. So by this you can calculate what is that X max, means what is the location of the maximum temperature. Put that X max value here and you can find what is the value of the maximum temperature in the plane wall. Okay, so this is what a typical and simple problem. Now suppose I will change the conditions of this problem. For example, the one condition is, let me redraw this. Suppose the condition is like this. If suppose this is your plane wall and there is an internal heat generation Q. Okay. Case number 1, if this surface is insulated, this is your case number 1. So what you need to do? If the surface is insulated, definitely you will get the maximum temperature at the insulated boundary. So you need to change your boundary condition. Case number 2, that T1 is equal to T2. That T1 is equal to T2. It means that temperature distribution could be like this. We will solve this problem. The temperature distribution will be the symmetric temperature distribution, and at the center you are getting the maximum temperature like this here. So this becomes case number 2. Suppose there is one more case, that is case number 3. And in case number 3, if it is given that one surface is insulated and there is an internal heat generation, and this surface, it is losing the heat, Q is equal to HA delta T to the surrounding with some heat transfer coefficient in watt per meter square degree Celsius. Okay. So in this case, what you need to do? You cannot write now at x is equal to L, T is equal to T2, but you need to write the boundary condition that at x is equal to L, Q conduction will be equal to Q convection. Okay. And this boundary condition you need to put in the equation, and then you need to solve by the same manner. You need to solve the entire equation. Then you will get the different values of the temperature. Okay, you will get a different location. You will get a different value. So this is the first case when T1 and T2 were not same, means both the surfaces are having the different temperature, right? Now let us solve one more case where the temperature T1 and the T2 are the same temperature.